MindBody TV. I'm Dr. Kim Duramo. I have a really powerful episode that is pertinent to everyone who has a nervous system about how to regulate your nervous system for healing. And I'm also going to share my personal story of healing from a really severe illness. Doctor said would be lifelong. It was incurable. And something in me knew that was not my destiny and that more was possible. And so, how did I allow healing? Because I couldn't heal myself. I'll tell you that. I tried for years. Things just got worse. How did I allow that healing to happen, and how you can do the same? So, I would love to hear where you're tuning in from in the world. Share it with us in the comments. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, share this, invite anyone you know to this work, because the more we each awaken to the power that is within us, the more we create heaven on earth. We create a conscious society where we are all being the true love that we're here to be. And we create, we share, we're inspired, we receive. There will always be resources for everyone when we each show up in our wholeness. And that is really what MindBody TV is about. So I'm so excited to have you here. For those of you who don't know me, I am a physician who really left conventional medicine because I saw the most powerful way for me to practice medicine was to assist people with the body's ability to heal itself. This is something that's really been left out of conventional medicine. There's tons of science to demonstrate that the mind and body are connected, that the body heals itself, that we are creators, that our thoughts are actually creating what's happening in our physical. And, when we venture out on our own, we can really make major changes that, like the old system it's like trying to steer a massive huge ship. It is not going to make those changes in time for people to really heal and for people to really have those resources. It takes decades and decades for new medical science to get into the current medical education. So most doctors are not currently learning this in that system. But you know what? We can learn it this way. We can independently explore. Most people don't do that until they have a major health crisis or someone they love does. But to explore new ways of looking at things and the latest technologies and innovation in health and healing. And so what we're going to talk about today is how we regulate the nervous system. You might have heard about regulating the nervous system. Why is this so important? Well, guess what? Your nervous system governs every other system in your body. And back in the 80s, they found in the medical science that all of our systems are actually connected, that the neurotransmitters and the hormones and all of the signals from these seemingly separate systems actually all entwined. Like most of our serotonin, one of the most predominant neurotransmitters, is actually created in the gut, not in the brain. So we kind of think of these things as separate, but they're actually all very much connected, communicating, and in a constant conversation. And your nervous system is sort of at the helm of orchestrating all of that. And so what happens in your nervous system? You're either in this like hyper state of fight or flight, fear, triggered reactivity, or you're in this state of responsiveness, wisdom, clarity, housekeeping, well-being. And those systems are meant to work in conjunction, where you go into that sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, for very short periods of time. And then you come back into the parasympathetic, rest and digest, heal, housekeeping, sort of the homeostasis of your nervous system. And so what happens when it's dysregulated? When we're dysregulated, any little thing can trigger us into that sympathetic nervous system state. And that state is not meant to be sustained. When we're in that fight or flight state for long, we overrun our adrenals, our neurochemicals. It's like you're getting a blast of constant bells and whistles, and the body goes into a prolonged stress state. This is very, very bad, very toxic, creates massive underlying inflammation, which has been shown to be the foundation, the cause, the pathophysiology of every major illness most people are suffering from. And so we don't want to be in that state for a prolonged period of time, but how do we get out of it? So think about if you're like walking along, we have beautiful trails out here in Durango, you're walking along a beautiful trail and you see something and your body just immediately goes, like it's a snake, right? You see this thing, you jump, your epinephrine starts getting triggered, your adrenals are in full force, your brain goes into this like a focused state of where do I run, where do I go? And you mobilize energy, putting the blood to the muscles away from digestion so you could run as fast as you can. And then you realize, oh, wait a minute, it's just a stick. So your body lets that go. The blood goes back to the central, like your digestion, your well-being, your homeostasis. You still get some blood to the muscles, but not like fueling them into action. And it puts your brain pattern back into a more peaceful brain state, right? You can think about the meaning of life, get clarity about the biggest problems and how you could solve them. You're in a state of well-being and peace. And so what happens when everything looks like a snake, right? Snake, 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 snake. The media or maybe just your environment, everything stimulating you into all the ways you're not safe, you're not okay, you need to do more, you need to keep going. You live in that prolonged fight or flight. Super, super bad for you. Not only overrunning your physiology into that stress state, using up all of your energy and resources so you're super depleted, but it also changes the way your brain perceives your reality. You can no longer see, oh, that's the way to go. I'll do that. You can no longer hear the wisdom and the clarity within you when you're in that prolonged sympathetic nervous system. You are reactive. You are triggered. You are fighting, protecting, defending. Your relationships will be a mess. Your money will be a mess. Your body will be overrun. Okay, so how do we get ourselves that like a snake looks like a snake? We're aware we can respond, but we're not thinking everything's a snake, constantly triggered and in reactivity. The biggest foundational premise of the work I've done, what I've done with individuals I'm working with in the Embracing Health program, what I've done with my own body, and what really allowed my body to heal is to learn to live more in the parasympathetic nervous system state. That's actually what allows a rebalancing physically, mentally, emotionally, and lets your nervous system work the way it was designed. You can go into sympathetic mode when you need to, run really fast and, grab your kid away. Somebody maybe is going to get hit by a car and you can fast reaction, but then you have the resilience to go back into the parasympathetic. This is where healing happens. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to share, this is highly schematic. This is your lungs, your heart. I put a little heart in the middle of it because it didn't really look like a heart. And this is your rib cage up here. And here's your diaphragm. Okay, underneath the diaphragm is the belly. All of your digestive organs are in this whole area here. Okay, when you breathe in, your diaphragm goes down and flattens. It's not completely flat, but we're just going to draw it like that here for the sake of this schematic, right? So your heart and lungs drop. It's not necessarily a huge degree, but the healthier you're doing your breath into the belly, so your belly goes out and expands out with the inhale, your belly sinks back in with the exhale, the more you're in this appropriate parasympathetic breathing, where your diaphragm that's domed up presses down, lengthens as you inhale, squishes all the juices in your abdomen, gives your gut a cleanse out, assist detoxification, and you exhale, it rises back up. What most people are doing is they're actually just breathing up here. They're using accessory muscles of inspiration, not just the diaphragm, which is your primary muscle of inspiration. They're using the neck, they're using the rib cage. Maybe they develop neck pain, headaches, tension, stress, anxiety. Maybe they develop chest pain. They will develop a lot of stress and trigger the sympathetic nervous system when they're breathing up here. So why is this so important? Guess what passes right through this diaphragm? It's a bundle of nerves. It's your autonomic nervous system, right? Part of this parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system is directly involved with your breathing mechanics. And so if you're breathing, your chest is moving, you're breathing into the upper shoulders with that fight or flight breathing, it's going to stimulate that part of your nervous system, changes your brain, changes your perception, changes your physiology. If you relax your shoulders, let the belly balloon out with your inhale, it immediately calms down your nervous system and lets your nervous system know to go into that parasympathetic. So try it right now. Put one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest, and just breathe with me for a few breaths to let the belly expand out. Keep your shoulders soft with the inhale and let the belly sink in with the exhale. And just do this as we're listening throughout the rest of the broadcast as best you can. And you can even like bring your shoulders up to your ears on the inhale, and then exhale, let your shoulders relax down. That'll release some of the tension in the upper shoulders and in your neck, and really assist this breathing mechanics. So as soon as you move into belly breath, it actually harmonizes everything happening up here in the sympathetic nervous system. It allows an activation in the parasympathetic nervous system to help the gut, decrease inflammation in the gut, actually affects the gut microbiome and moves it more toward a healthy, powerful, potent gut microbiome. You know, all the little bacteria in your gut that help you break down and metabolize your food, help you actually activate certain vitamins. And it will also get you out of that reactive state. So if you just do 3 to 5 deep belly breaths, you're actually turning off the sympathetic nervous system so it does not get dysregulated and misused. You're turning on the parasympathetic nervous system. So you let yourself shift and your nervous system shifts. Why is this so essential for everything in your body? Because that nervous system and the parasympathetic is the state that allows healing to happen. Your cortisol, stress hormone, goes down. Your inflammatory cascade goes down. Your adrenals go back into a normal, harmonic, sustained energy. So you have really good energy every day and you're not like overrun with chronic fatigue. Your immune system gets activated to do what it's designed to do, to clear Lyme disease or viruses or bacteria or Epstein-Barr virus or whatever weird things maybe we don't even know about yet could be hiding out in your system, causing severe disease. Your body's designed to clear that. And I've personally had hundreds of people in my Embracing Health program who tried everything to clear Epstein-Barr or years and years of Lyme disease, only to find when they did these practices and a lot of the other things we do in Embracing Health, EFT is a major one of them, to regulate your nervous system. We could do some of that in a few moments here, that their body was able to clear those pathogens, right? With the best diets in the world for like fighting candida and yeast or whatever might have been going on in the microbiome wouldn't change until they learn these tools and practices. And so a lot of emotions can come up as soon as you begin to relax your shoulders, breathe through the belly. But guess what clears them? Your breath. Your breath will resolve the inflammatory chemistry. Your breath will move the old emotional energy, and your breath will allow self-healing to be ignited. And so what I found when I was really, really sick and not getting better and trying everything I could and learning more, being restrictive with my diet, that actually dysregulated me further. It didn't actually allow my body to do what it was designed to do. When I let go and surrendered, which doesn't mean you do nothing, I was more clear. I was guided. I was aware of the choices that would make the most difference for me. And I let go of all the things I was doing that really were not necessary. When you're in this parasympathetic state, it doesn't mean you just sit around and do nothing and don't take action. It means you're clear on the inspired action. You're more aware of your wisdom and your guidance of what's actually going on in your body that needs your attention. So whether that's surgery or medications or a healer or practitioner you're working with, in the parasympathetic state, you are guided. It's like it happens automatically. You just end up eating those foods or you end up not doing that other thing. And I don't even know why. Just not called to it anymore, because that's what activates your body's wisdom. And guess what knows exactly how to heal whatever may be going on for you? The wisdom that created you. When you're in the parasympathetic nervous system state that gets activated, you might have an intuitive hit to call a certain person or go to a certain place. And you're like, all right, let's do it. Guess what happens when you're in the sympathetic nervous system, the overrun, dysregulated system? You don't do it. You either don't even hear the idea or you're like, yeah, no, that I can't do that right now. And so you get swept up in the programming. So you don't take those actions. You don't follow your wisdom, and you end up more and more stuck, more and more sick, more and more in lack. Something as simple as shifting your breathing can change everything in your physiology. And so that's really the difference between trying to heal yourself and activating the physiology so self-healing can happen. All right, so let's talk about EFT meridian tapping. Your body is actually made of pure energy, and there are energy currents, meridians, channels throughout your body. These have been teased out anatomically in the last few years and published. Like, whoa, we can see these ion channels, and they map out almost exactly to where the meridian channels that have been known for thousands of years in Eastern medicine lie in the body. So when we do tapping, super easy, basic, wake up, body, clear yourself out, it actually clears those channels. So if you're in that fight or flight, I can't, I don't know, what do I do? Breathing into the upper chest, activating the sympathetic nervous system, or you find yourself overwhelmed and dysregulated. First thing to do is soften your shoulders, allow some belly breath, move toward the parasympathetic nervous system state, right? So detoxification, shifting and rebalancing your nervous system. And the next thing you can do is start tapping. Now, there are way more specific ways we do tapping in my courses, and we use this every single month in Embracing Health. But right now, we're just going to pick a point. So you go to the outer edge of the eye, and you just notice how much fear I'm feeling in my body. You could even say it out loud. Tapping under the eye. I'm just going to notice what I feel, how triggered. Under the nose, my body goes into fight or flight, and I've got to react. On the chin, just noticing how dysregulated. Under the collarbone, so triggered, so uncomfortable. And maybe you're angry. And you just tap on that. I'm so angry. Breathing in and out right underneath the collarbones. This is a really potent meridian point. Just notice everything you're feeling emotionally. And maybe you don't know what you're feeling emotionally. So you just make a sound. Oh, I'm so, ah. Acknowledging what's happening in my body. Can tap under the arm. I don't want to acknowledge what's happening in my body. I don't like what's happening in my body. That's enough. Just calling it out is going to allow the body to recalibrate. And then you can go on top of the head, breathing in, breathing out. It's okay to allow my body to rebalance itself. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, put your hands on your heart. Sometimes we tap and it stirs things up. Sometimes we tap and we feel a little bit better. It's okay. All you're going to do is notice. Notice what I'm feeling in my body. Bring your attention to your heart and breathe. Let your shoulders soften. The body has the ability to heal itself, and there are a lot of things you can do to assist that. You are not doing the healing. That's not possible. You can only assist. You can only do the things that allow the healing to happen to a greater degree. Rather than the wisdom that designed you is still here coursing through you. You wouldn't be listening to this if it weren't. You couldn't hear me or see this, right? So there's life force in you. All I can do is open to that 2% more in each moment. So let go of the heavy pressure of I've got to figure it out. You can tap on the heart. I honor what I'm feeling in my body. It's sometimes scary to be a human. Sometimes there's a lot of tension. I can acknowledge this. I can notice this. As soon as you go into the observer, you're in a different brain pattern. You're in that parasympathetic. You're already allowing more harmony into your body. And that's the harmony that creates health. Shift in the hormones, a shift in the chemistry, a shift in the nervous system, the immune system, the digestive system. So just say out loud, I can allow this shift in my body. I can let go and allow my body to do what it was designed to do. Breathe in, breathe out. Do you feel a little bit more relaxed? How did the tapping go? What do you notice now? Did it increase things, which can happen as you're healing? It's got to go up to come out. Use more breath. Do you feel more relaxed? Sometimes you may have an insight. Whoa, you know what? I never thought about it, but why don't I do this? That's when you want to act. You're acting on your wisdom. So sometimes people think that when we do this rebalancing, this regulation, I'm just going to sit there and do nothing. Nothing could be further from the truth. When people do this work with me in embracing health, they are not only more clear on the choices and the behaviors that would create the abundance, joy, health, healing that they really want in their life, they're more able and resourced and energized to take those choices. How many times have you known in your life that I would only do this thing, that would really make a difference? If I only could get away from this person in this relationship, or if I could only find a new job, or if I only stopped self-sabotaging. But it's easier said than done because you're not in the nervous system that allows you to do that choice. That's where this shift happens. You will see your behavior change. You will see your thoughts, your insights shift and change, and you will witness major physical, physiologic changes and healing happen in your body. It's not just for me. It's not just for a select few. We are all designed for prosperity and well-being. So let me know how this lands. What have you understood about this nervous system dysregulation? Don't make it a disease of its own that you've got to then solve. It's just an indicator. Oh, wait a minute. Let me let go so that you allow the healing to happen. All right. I am opening the doors for the Embracing Health course very soon in a couple of weeks, and we'll be inviting the world to join me for this year live 1 year massive shift, awakening, a change in your physiology, a change in your nervous system, to live regulated, so to speak, to live in the space of abundance and healing. That's where effortlessly things come to you. You're like a magnet for everything your heart is desiring, right? Because your energy system is open. If you are on the waiting list at drkimd.com/health, there's a special offer I will be offering to everyone on the waiting list for a smaller group call with me as a kickoff to start the year off in a really powerful way. And you'll be invited to that. If this interests you and you want to be a part of this year's group, you'll work with me and our mentors and our team and go through this powerful work, not only doing a monthly EFT clearing and healing, but doing some really powerful live mind-body tools where we'll call out what's happening in your system that's ready to dissolve and do the work right then and there on the call. I love doing this course. I'm so grateful. It's gotten better and better every year. We've had incredible testimonials and stories. You can read about that on the page at drkimd.com/health. You can email us at support@drkimd.com. The biggest questions we get asked is, will I have this disease? And they've told me this can't heal. And I've seen people with stage 4 cancer who were told they had months to live, now alive and well, cancer-free. I've had people in my group with MS, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, severe thyroid disease, fibromyalgia, pain syndromes, Lyme disease. The list kind of goes on because these are all the different ways this discrepancy can manifest. And so sometimes it might seem hopeless, or you've been told it's hopeless. Let's see what's actually true and what's actually possible. I'd love to have you join me this year. So I'll share the link here. And I look forward to you being a part of this work. You can join us every Wednesday. We're here live from MindBody TV on my YouTube channel, Dr. Kim Duramo, in the MindBody community. In Facebook, if you're in Facebook, and I'm at drkimd.com. We share resources for true healing, right? What is at the source of true healing? It's the space that created you, the creator, the wisdom that moves through you, the life force. How can you open to that more fully right now? Because it's not just here for physical health. It's not just here for emotional, mental well-being. It's here to create through you a magnificent world where we all receive, where we all live prosperously in joy, we all share authentically, and we create heaven on earth. And this is really what this is a part of, and what I am here to do with MindBody TV, with Embracing Health. I'd love you to join me for that. So you can go to drkimd.com/health to get on our waiting list. And the invitation is really live regulated, like release nervous system dysregulation, trauma, drama, stress, where we're all running around in this contracted state. That's not our true nature. Share this video with anyone you love who is ready to awaken. Maybe they don't even know it yet, that this might be nurturing too. Lots of love to you. I look forward to seeing you live next week. This is Dr. Kim Duramo signing out from MindBody TV, and I'll see you soon.